Hey developers, did you know that you only need to complete 3 steps to bring your external data into Microsoft 365 experiences? My name is Ayca. I'm a cloud developer advocate at Microsoft. In this video, I'll show you how you can create a custom Microsoft Graph connector to bring your data into Microsoft Search and other experiences. We will only need to create a connection, a schema, we will load our data, and that's all we need to create a connector. If you want to learn more about Microsoft Graph connectors, make sure to watch the overview video before jumping into this demo. Okay, let's get started and build our very first connector. For this demo, I built a Python console app and integrated authentication to get user information from Microsoft Graph. I have the client ID and scope defined in the config file. Let me quickly run the app and show you what we have at the moment. We are using a device code credential. We log in with our account, and as a result, we can see their username in the output. Alright, let's start building our connector on top of what we have. I'll start by retrieving GitHub repository names using the GitHub API. The only thing we will need is the username of the GitHub account. And then we will make a GET request for the user's repositories. Then we will return the data, and our output will be the text. Next step for us is creating a connection. First of all, we need to add the right permissions in our config file. After adding the permissions, we will go to graph.py, and then we will start by creating our connection. We will create a function for that, and then we will ask user to enter connection ID, name, and description. Once we create the external connection model, next step for us is creating the connection right away. We will go to self.userClient, external connections, and post new connection. To be able to test this out, I'll go to main.py, and then I'll add another choice. For this one, we will call graph.createConnection, and we will print out this as one create new connection. Let's test this out. We will need device login again, and the next step for us is creating connection. As you can see, now we need to provide input for ID, name, and description. And then, as we see here, our connection is successfully created. Alright, let's move on to the next step. Let's go back to graph.py, and then now we will create a schema for our connection. For this function, we will need the connection ID, and then for schema, we will provide properties as name, description, and URL for each repository. After creating a model, now it's time to call graph. We will call self.userClient.external.connections.byExternalConnectionID, .schema.patch, and here we will provide a schema. Okay, let's go back to main.py and add another choice. And this time we will ask connection ID to the user, and then we will call graph.createSchema, and we will provide the connection ID. And finally, we need to add this as a print so our user can see it. Let's test this out. Let's log in again and then choose to provide the connection ID, GitHub connection, the one we recently created. And finally, we are done creating a schema. Our final step is loading the data. To load the data into the connector, again, we need to add permissions to our config file. Let's add external item permissions and go back to graph.py and create another function for creating items. For creating the items, again, we need connection ID, but this time we will also need repos. For each item, meaning for each repository name in our repos array, we will create a request body. We will provide the ID, ACL, properties inside the additional data, name, description, and URL. And our final step is again calling the graph. Just like creating the schema, we will get the connection ID, and then we will click .items, and then we will type .items.byItemID. Put and the request body. Let's repeat the same steps again in the main.py. We will create a choice tree. Here we will ask connection ID and GitHub account username. And finally, once we have all the data, we will call GitHub repos function first, and then we will call graph.createItems, connection ID, and repos. And finally, I'll create a print and I will load our data. After logging in, I will choose tree, and then I will provide the connection ID and username Ayca, and as you can see, it started creating items for my each repo. So until we have all the repositories in place in our connector, this process will continue. Once we are done, we will go to the admin center, admin.microsoft.com, and then we will go to settings, search and intelligence. We will choose data sources, and here you should be able to see your connector. To see the items in a good shape, we need to create result types. We can start by just giving it a name. Then we need to select the content source. We can skip the set rules part, and then we can choose the layout from the designer. As you can see here, we have multiple options. Here, I will choose the right one for me. Result with URL and description, no image. The property names should be exactly the same. The first property is name for me. The second property is URL. And finally, I have description, and my layout is ready. Let me go back and paste my layout here in JSON. I'll click next, and then our result type is ready. The final step is including connector results in the search experiences. When I click OK, right away in seconds, our results should be available in Microsoft 365 search experiences. Let's quickly try out. I'll go to office.com. Let's type hack together. Our data is already available in Microsoft search experiences. I can view the data or click on the repository, so I'll be directed to the repository URL. That's all I wanted to share with you today. If you are interested in learning more about Microsoft Graph Connectors, make sure to check out our documentation mentioned in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos. Until next time, see you everyone.